In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the SparkFX Smart Edit system along with the Smart AI to add titles and effects to your timeline. We're going to talk about generating the titles and how to create different styles and assign fusion comps and specific titles to each of those styles. We're going to be generating the titles with the Smart AI Assistant, and then we're going to use the Smart Update feature to take each of the styles that we generated and assign a specific fusion comp title style. You can really use anything that you want, and it'll be automatically added to your timeline. I'm going to give you a basic overview of the UI and how to navigate the system. Then we're going to talk about the different AI skills for creating titles and adding effects directly onto your timeline. And then after that, we're going to get into some advanced options with using in and out markers to set ranges, segments for processing the AI, setting clip colors, and how to work with text components that have multiple lines of text. Okay, we have an edited timeline here, and we want to add some titles to this. So if you don't already have SparkFX open, you can open it by clicking the Workspace menu, Scripts, SparkFX, and choose Open. We're going to click the Smart Edit option here. And the left-hand side is for using the AI Assistant and Smart Compose. And this is how you mark up your timeline to set where you want the titles to be. We use markers and placeholder clips for the titles. And then we're going to use the Smart Update feature to set the exact title comps that we want to use for each of those styles and apply it and update the timeline. To get started, let's click Spark AI Assistant. These are all the different AI skills that we have, but we're going to first look at the text titles. The AI uses the transcript from the subtitle system in Resolve to analyze the timeline and find great places to add headings, different titles. We could add definitions, little pop-up facts. You can create whatever you want. It's fully programmable. But the first thing we need to do is generate the subtitles. So we can click this button to initiate the subtitle generation in Resolve. And you'll see right here, the subtitles are being generated in Resolve. So let's just wait for that to finish. Okay, now that it's finished, all we need to do, you only have to do that once the subtitles are there. You don't have to do that again. And if you don't really need the subtitles, after you're done editing, you can just click this option down here to disable the subtitles. So next we just need to run the process. You can see it's going to review and analyze the script and add title and text overlays throughout the video for different styles. And if you hit customize, you're going to be able to see a little more details about what this particular skill is trying to do. It's going to add heading 1, heading 2, highlight, a call out. And you can add to these by clicking this list here, and you can add different kinds of styles based on the type of video that you're creating. Here's some timing and pacing. It kind of gives some direction on how to add the titles, how many you want, how frequently, and some extra instructions like the title case. If you wanted it, this is going to be title case, not all uppercase. But you can make it be all uppercase if you wanted to. If you wanted heading 1 to be all uppercase, you click this and you type in, make this all uppercase. So really, it's fully programmable. You can set this up however you want. And you can even add some more prompt customizations in here. And click Customize to close that out. Now let's just run this, and it's going to generate all of our titles for us. Okay, see we have our titles here. And we can go through, and here's heading 1. You'll see that it made it all uppercase. The node challenge, this was a video that I did a while ago. And here's another heading 1. And it created a definition for what vector distortion is. Really can do a lot of stuff. So now that these are identified, we need to add them into the timeline. The way this works is we're going to first add a placeholder. So let's hit add. Okay, so there's two kinds of placeholders we can create. We can create a smart clip, which is going to add a clip directly into the timeline. The benefit of that is it allows you to move them around easily and kind of move them around track order and things like that. Or you can use timeline markers. So let's go ahead and add smart clips just so you can kind of see what it looks like. We can just put them on top of the current track, or we could set a specific track, but I'm just going to insert them here. Okay, so that inserted placeholders for all of the places where the AI thinks that titles would go good. And this is the placeholder, what it looks like. Let's go ahead and find that heading 1 clip. Right here, heading 1 node challenge. When you click on this clip, you'll see that it has the title right here, the style, and then some information. I set the duration to 3,500 milliseconds, which is 3.5 seconds. And we set the clip color and clip tracker set to default. If you wanted one of these to be a specific clip color, you just tell it that heading style to be clip color, pink, green, or whatever you want. And you can say what track you want it on, and it's going to set it all up for you. So these are the placeholders. The other kind of placeholder you can do, and we're going to do this, we're going to add smart titles again. This is going to add timeline markers, and let's hit add smart markers on the timeline. You'll see everywhere we have a Spark clip, we now have a timeline marker. So once these are on the timeline, you only really need to do one, but I'm just showing you how to do both. You can actually move these around, adjust them. If you want this one to go a little bit longer, you can kind of stretch it out. You move the track on this one, things like that. So this is where you can kind of play with it and set things up. So the next phase is to take all of these things and turn them into real titles. So we're only gonna use the markers on this one. So let's just delete out these smart clips. And we have all the markers identifying everywhere that we want a title. So you can do add select media, or you can go back, you can access the smart update feature. This is a drop-down menu that takes you between all of these smart edit features, or we can come back to the main screen and hit smart update. They all go to the same place. Okay, so see, it found the heading style, definition, direction, call out, all of these things. So now we need to define what each of these styles is. And this is where we're going to associate a Fusion composition or title style with each of the styles that the AI came up with. So let's start with heading 1. Okay, so we're going to set up a title style here. Let's find one of these. That one looks pretty interesting. Okay, we're going to drop this one in. And let's customize it real quick. I'm going to set the color to green. And let's change the font. Okay, so we made a couple of customizations there. Really, you can do this with whatever you want. So that's going to be our title style. So all we need to do is go to the media pool, and we just need to put this in a bin. So let's create a new bin. We'll call it titles. And you only need to do this one time, and the system is going to remember it. We'll take this style and we'll drag it right in there. And it's called colorful split. And we'll get it off the timeline. Now that it's in this bin, we're going to be able to import it into SparkFX. So let's click on heading 1, and you'll see it found it right there. We click on it, and it has colorful split. Anytime we see a heading 1, it's going to know to use that specific title style. Okay, so now we've associated the colorful split with heading 1. So anywhere where there's a marker on the timeline or one of the Spark clips with heading 1, it's going to replace it with this. So let's take a look at this marker real quick. I'm going to open it up. It says Spark T, which means it's a Spark title. The style is heading 1, and it's going to enter the text, the node challenge. And there's some more data down here. And this was all entered by the UI. You can set this up automatically, or you can actually use the Smart Compose feature to help you add these markers if you want to do it manually. So let's go do an update. And we're just going to hit Update Timeline. And we have some titles added. Right there, it added the node challenge right there where we wanted, and went through and added a couple more. So I'm going to go ahead and set titles for the rest of the markers. So I have some Fusion comps already defined for some of these different title styles. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up real quick. All we need to do is click on the style and choose the comp that goes with it. To add titles, all you need to do is hit Update Timeline, and everywhere where there's a marker, it's going to add in the title style that goes along with that marker. And this one's a little bit too big. So this one, we want to kind of shrink it down. Okay, so you see they're all added in, but some of them need a little customization. So this one actually has 2 lines of text. So I'm going to show you how we can update this. See here it says a road dialect. Let's get rid of all of this other text. And we just have this one line here. Let's take a look. So this is what style is this? This is the definition style. So for our definitions, we're going to have the top line be the term, and below that be the definition. So let's go back in and we're going to do some customizations. We're going to go back, click this menu and go to Smart AI Assistant. Start preview. And we're going to go to text titles. Hit customize. And we're going to find definition. So definition right here. And we're just going to go in here and we're going to set the text field instead of, see it's set to term : definition. We're going to say set the text field to term, set text to the text for the definition. And we're going to save that off. Now, you can create custom styles. We can have different kind of styles in here, whatever you really want. And we're going to save this as a new thing. We'll call it new skill set. So we have this new skill set. We can kind of go back to the default or choose this new one that we created that going to have text 2 is going to be the text for the definition. And let's go ahead and run this. Now, every time you run it, it's going to come up with slightly different titles because it is AI. Okay, so we'll scroll through here, and for this definition, for every definition you need to see now, it has 2 lines of text, so it's going to be able to populate that second line in there. So let's delete these markers, and we're going to add smart titles again. We'll use the markers, add them in there. Go back to select add media. This is going to take us to Smart Update. It already knows about all our style selections and fusion comps, and we'll just hit update. And you can see right here, this was a title style. It was a definition for the plasma node, and it added the definition in there. Let's see what we get. That needed to be a little bit longer. And it got to the definition, so it automatically added the node and definition. So let's take a look at some of the other things we can do with these titles. And this is where it gets into the customization area. It's Smart Update, AI Assistant, text titles. And we'll go ahead and click on the new skill that we created. And we'll see set the duration to 3.5 seconds. So that one was pretty short. If you wanted it longer, you could set it to 5.5 seconds. You could actually set the duration for each of these just by going in and typing in how long you want each of these title styles to be on for. Some of the other things you can do, there's a title custom, and this is more freeform where you can just kind of type in stuff. You can this is a kind of a template that you can use to type in different style headings and things. So here's a couple other things that it can do. You can paraphrase the text. Famous people, if you talk about a famous person, it can pop in a little title, a little info about them. Fun facts or places. So if you mention a famous place or well-known place, it'll pop up a little information about that place. All automatically figured out by the AI. And this, again, you can customize this, find different things, set up your own, and save it as a custom skill. Let's go back to the Smart Update. I want to show you one thing here. So each of these, if you need to customize it, you can click on it and do select comp, and that's going to allow you to change which fusion component goes with that title style. You can also set the clip color that it's going to be set by default, what track you want to put on, the default duration if it's not specified, alignment, and also an audio tag. Okay, there's a very quick overview of how to use the Smart Edit system along with the AI tools, the AI Assistant, to automatically add titles to your timeline. Just one other note, these can also be generators and effects. So you have a zoom in, zoom out. As long as you can create a fusion comp and put it in the bin, you can add whatever effect you want to, and it'll automatically insert it for you based on whatever instruction you give it, based on whatever instructions you give it in the AI skill. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, let us know, and we will be glad to help.